set minimum. Try again.
Trying again. Testing.
All right, so we have sound.
The
coming
bar is
through.
working.
Yep.
Is it working here? Is it working here? It works from here.
Yeah, as long as you can see that. I don't know how loud it is. So let's go to generic YouTube.
AoS Builders appearance are up. As a reminder, if you do scoring, you have to put the round. You come to the table and do the scoring. We're seeing Dice Like Ice and Team Big Chuggers. Dice Like Ice and Team Big Chuggers. Please come to the GO table.
This. So right now you're on my side of the computer, so you have access to all my dirty secrets.
Oh hell yeah! Was the audio live?
The audio is live. There is one person watching, which is me. Do you want to talk?
Testing. More testing. Even more testing. Testing round 2. Eyes on Barrel.
Chungus versus I don't know the team.
4 and 3?
It's 43 ABC.
Ah, 43.
Hey, can you try to get on the cool guys?
I have it
Live
going on my
stream?
phone right now.
Can you hear it?
Let me step in the hallway.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Yeah, there's a delay though, a couple seconds. Because I turned the volume on, I heard what we were just saying.
Okay, so we have audio, and it's loud enough.
Yes. What's your name?
Emma?
Hey, so that
EMMA?
EMMA. Cool. Is that good? Is that good for you?
Yep, we're good. I can hear us talking.
It's working well enough that the subtitles are coming through as well. So if you switch subtitles on YouTube, you can actually see what they're saying.
Oh, that's cool.
See that little bar at the bottom of my screen? That's the commentary.
Really?
What is the link to the stream? Players want to tell their friends.
It's gonna be YouTube.com/CoolGuysNation,
Cool Guys Nation.
and then
Yeah,
I can send you this.
Show the,
Who do you want me to? Where do you want me to text message or email this link to?
Actually, yeah, here. We can just text it to my phone and. You want a number or an email? Sorry, either one works.
he? Where is he?
Go on to the roster and it's
Ladies and gentlemen, here from the Nova Open, we've got round 1 of doubles, featuring Team Big Chungus and our Iron Jaws and Sons of Bahamut versus, getting the team name for the other team real quick. Their opponents, Dice Like Ice with Rats and Gits. Now, in our Sons of Bahamut list and Iron Jaws, we will have a Maw Crusher and likely a Gargant once we get a better view of the list. Skaven, very non-meta right now. Very curious to see what he's doing with them in a doubles. We've got 2 Warp Lightning Cannons and a unit of Storm Fiends, so a lot of shooting right now in a very non-shooting meta. So players are still setting up right now. We'll have our mission shortly, as well as our roll-offs for deployment.
Volume sounds good.
Perfect. So, welcome to the stream. We'll be covering 12 games this weekend. We've got 4 games today. So we got doubles, followed by likely 3 rounds of the Invitational. Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be an 8-round GT. The format's a little different. Friday and Saturday are going to be treated like a traditional 5-round GT. And after round 5, they'll be reseeding everybody in pods. So you'll have your traditional top 8 cut, and then anyone who wishes to drop after their traditional 5-round GT experience will be able to drop, and they'll readjust everybody into kind of 8-player pods depending on where they fell. So that way they'll have another 3 rounds of folks that are at similar skill level and results. We'll be covering the first 3 rounds on Friday, looking to get some best painted armies, some real beautiful armies on this table. Saturday, we'll be looking for some more of the top end tables. And then obviously Sunday, our last 2 rounds will be the top of the top, the cream of the crop.
Best of the best.
Because it always, the cream rises to the top, and we'll have hopefully a non-OBR versus OBR final. Hopefully.
That'd be nice.
Maybe something other than death in a final. I know it's a lot to ask for in this meta, but
Listen, it's all about the dice, right? The dice can change the tides of meta.
One sec, I wanna
Just push the lever.
No, I need to.
Okay. All right, so we have a 2-camera setup, and we are going to be doing a manual count and score, which we'll be changing over to periodically. We are setting that up right now on the table. We do not have player audio, so everything is going to be coming from back here. You're good.
Our battle plan for today is lines of communication. Pretty much a very simplified mission, 3 objectives right across the center. hold 1, hold 2, hold more scoring. I believe this is the mission where the team going second will be able to pick a phase, and whenever somebody spends a command point, whenever their opponent spends a command point in that phase, they have to roll a die, and there's a chance they might have to spend an additional command point in order to issue that command. So it can be very disruptive, which depending on the army could hurt quite a bit. For Iron Jaws, has the potential to really disrupt them with their mighty destroyers. Traditionally, it's hero phase, so that they have the most command points then, but it could mean that they're set back a little bit more. Iron Jaws usually a very command point heavy starved army because you're always looking for mighty destroyers, be able to issue a command to reroll your charges because that's what Iron Jaws do. They want to get in there, and then to issue all attack, all defense. Gargants, on the other hand, not a huge need for command points, but they will need some for his all defense. So, kind of interested to see how these pair together. I think I've seen it in doubles quite a bit. Gargants and Iron Jaws together, just because of the Maw Crusher is so hard to deal with 1,000-point list. And then when you add a Gargant next to it, it's a lot to deal with.
Yeah. What is the scoring for this round? We have 3 objectives in the middle.
Yep, 3 objectives in the middle, and it's hold 1, hold 2, hold more. And at the start of each battle round, after determining who's taking the first turn, the team in this case that's going second can disrupt one of the phases. So they could say hero phase. And anytime the other team issues a command in that hero phase, they have to roll a die, and on a 3-up, they have to spend an additional command point in order to issue it. If they choose to not spend an additional command point, then they still have to spend the first command point.
So last time I played doubles was Adepticon 2018. We took 5th, which was fun, but I didn't do any of the work. So I just kind of showed up and was told what to do.
Sometimes that happens in doubles,
Yeah, you have one person who knows the
knows how to
strategy,
Warhammer?
and the other person who knows how to measure and roll dice.
And it's great. I've got a lot of doubles in my local scene too, and it really helps out, especially with kind of newer players. You pair them with somebody who's played a few games before,
Yeah.
and they get to really learn the basics and still push their own models around.
Yeah, I prefer doubles 40k AoS, at least in a tournament setting, but that's because I'm lonely and nervous.
Doubles is probably one of the best ways to play. One of the best.
How many people do we have in the doubles tournament today?
I'm not sure.
I know we have a third of the room dedicated to it, so it's a pretty fair number of people.
Looks like there's 14 teams for doubles. Well, actually, there's 14 pairings, so it's 28 teams. And 28 teams would be 56 doubles players here.
That's pretty cool.
We've got a doubles event. We also have our 16-player invitational happening, and then there's also an RTT happening at the same time.
How many are in the RTT?
I am not sure yet.
Okay.
One moment. All of this is in BCP. You're able to follow if you look up Nova Open.
That's Best Coast pairings, if you're not familiar. And we did have to change the location of the stream in order to accommodate Internet Hotel, so please share the stream with everybody, particularly your parents. I'm sure they want to watch it. I know mine do.
Looks like there's about 24 in the RTT.
Nice. So almost 100 people playing all at the same time. You gotta love a day like that. Gotta love it.
We've got about 168 for our GT as well.
Wow.
Which is massive.
That is very large.
That's big. have even more watching this. And if you're missing out on no open, there's still a chance to travel here today and get yourself in a GT tomorrow. I did
Yep.
talk to our lovely James O'Brien, who's running the event here for the GT. And if you decide last minute you want to come, they're not going to turn you away if you're here early.
Yeah, so registration is still open. We still got tickets available. There's a lot of events that still have seats. AoS, there's probably going to be a couple people who don't show up for 40K, so you might be able to show up and do that if you want. And then, of course, RPGs and board games and all the rest of the fun con-related activities, and especially the vendor hall. If you just, need dice. Who doesn't need dice? Everybody needs dice every day. New dice every day. That's what I say. That's the code I live by.
If it doesn't roll a 5-up, you better get a new die.
Yeah, it goes in the garbage. What is your pick for top armies at this event? Like, what do you think the best army compositions are going to be right now?
Oh, in doubles?
Yeah.
I think we might actually be looking at it right here with just the Iron Jaws and Suns.
Okay.
Just because at 1,000 points, you don't have a lot of tools when you think you need to have your minimum battle line requirements. And also, your minimum one hero, Sons of Bahamut, just has that with 2 models.
Right.
A Maw Crusher is extremely hard to deal with in doubles. I ran one in doubles once, and it took my opponents 2 full turns. They double turned me, and it took them 2 full turns to kill that Maw Crusher.
Wow. I mean,
Which they weren't doing
at that point, the
anything.
game is. I mean, when you get to end of round 2 and everything's been going into one model, like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a win.
Yeah,
That's a round
I was
2. That's a
able to-
round 2 win.
We were able to just run around and control the entire rest of the board because they had to put way too much in that Maw Crusher.
Long sword is Gatebreaker, one is War Stomper.
So our Sons, we've got a War Stomper and a Gatebreaker. Gatebreaker's always been a very popular choice with Sons players. Their damage output's always been pretty great. War Stomper has kind of been like you haven't really seen it in the past show up in a lot of lists. Everybody's been very favoring the Gatebreaker, but War Stomper's pretty good. Still got that flexible.
Who's the underdog? What team's the underdog? Not the player. Don't say the player. Just say the team. What models are the underdog?
What models in doubles?
Yeah.
I mean, there are some armies that are kind of at a lower win rate right now. I think Skaven might be one of them.
Skaven.
Yeah. So the thing with Skaven is when you look at this GHB in battle tactics, it's hard. You got to pick your 5 battle tactics, score them, and Skaven just doesn't bring a lot to the table in terms of battle tactics because they've only got a handful in the book, and they're all keyed behind specific kind of sub-factions in your army. So like Eshin has a battle tactic, Clan Pestilence has a battle tactic, and so it's kind of hard to bring a Skaven battle tactic to the table. So they're gonna be, it's better in doubles, I guess, than singles because you can use battle tactics from the Gitspire in this scenario. But Skaven's kind of been underperforming a bit in my opinion, just because they're so limited.
Well, I hope we see some creative Skaven tactics and shenanigans and maybe pushing somebody up there.
I'm so excited to see Skaven on the table. We've got like 2 Warp Lightning Cannons. There's a unit of 3 Storm Fiends. Love Storm Fiends. I don't know if just 3 is going to cut it. Traditionally, in the past, there's been success with a unit of 9, but you can't take that in doubles.
No.
Although,
What are the rules for army composition in this double tournament?
doubles traditionally 1,000 points each. Oh, there's the handshake. A lot of love between these teams, I know. Usually 1,000 points per player. you want two different armies, so you don't want two Sons of Behemoth players on the same team.
Right.
And then your standard 1,000-point list rules. You do get one command point per team, not per player. So players might want to take that into account as they're kind of working their list out. But there's no restrictions on like things like Grand Alliance. Like you see, we got Skaven here, which gets maybe they got a little too high on their shrooms and decided, oh, like, rats are friends now, and rats just went yes, yes.
In this particular version, are you allowed to interact with your partner's models if you have effects, or can you only affect your own half of the army?
I'm not sure on the doubles pack. We could get our lovely Charles Wilson, who's our TO, to come give us some insight. I know he's a little busy getting people sorted right now, but we're gonna grab him.
Awesome.
And grill him on all the rules of his doubles pack. He's a big fan of putting together doubles here. So we've got Charles running this, James O'Brien running, I believe, the RTT, Mike Vaginos put together the Invitational. And we'll be streaming the next 3 rounds of the Invitational for you guys. We've got quite a few star players, some of which even came from overseas. We've got Owen Jackson playing, the infamous Math Mallow is here. We've got some West Coast folks who have journeyed all the way out to the East Coast. I know we've got Zach, who's from Tabletop Titans. And then out of hiding, Anthony Lawrence has come down from Boston, and he is one of my hopes and dreams to make it to the top 8 of the GT, because he's brought Slanesh.
All right, so if anybody wants to report whether or not the left channel of audio is working in the chat, please let me know. I've made a change, and it should be in both left and right at the moment.
So at the top of your screen, you've got your team Bake Chungus. Looks like they're filling in this score sheet for us.
So we are doing old school score sheet where we are just going to be cutting over to the actual form and hoping that they keep it on camera. We might have to sneak out there and adjust
I did
it.
tape it down.
Yeah, but who knows?
Who knows?
When
I
he's
mean,
got Skaven, they could just like rip
True.
that tape off.
And
you
in
know?
Big Chungus, there's a lot of power in those hands.
Yeah, for sure.
And it looks like turn 1, top of 1 will be taken by Dice Like Ice. The grand strategies here have been simplified down to keeping a wizard alive. That's the spellcasting savant grand strat. He just needs to keep his one Antorian Locust General alive at the end of the game. And Big Chungus, being the destruction pair they are, says, we want to kill all them wizards. So they're going to make sure that they get in there and they kill all these wizards. So only one of these teams will end up getting their grand strat. Either there's going to be a wizard alive, or there's going to be no wizards alive.
If you have questions, feel free to post them in chat, and we will answer any questions that you have.
We'll do our best to. I cannot tell you yet when the Big Pig is going to be released, so I know you're asking for that. And we also cannot promise anything about Battle Line Doom Wheels, as we are not GW.
It says that we got a comment that says we need more Doom Wheels. Where are the Doom Wheels?
Maybe we'll have to have a talk with the Skaven player after this fact.
Find out where's the Doom Wheels.
He might be in the Gnawholes, which I don't see any Gnawholes, so it looks like he's elected not to put down any. Skaven generally have a turning piece, which is the Gnawholes, and it's 3 turning pieces that get set up more than 18 inches from each other around the table edges, and they can teleport between them, and any wizards that are nearby get +1 casting, unbinding, dispelling, or if you're priest, you get +1 to your chanting rolls if you're nearby him. But looks like he's decided not to run the novels. Just because you put a trade piece on the table doesn't mean you have to use it, but it's also really great to then kind of mess with your opponent and say, there's a threat that I'm going to teleport this over to here, and force your opponent to maybe put something in a position that's not as advantageous for them. So it should be a very easy turn 1 battle tactic for dice like ice, as they are able to just deploy a wizard out of range of unbinds. So as long as they just cast a spell, boom, 2 points for them. There's also only 3 objectives on the table, so it's a very easy hold 1, hold 2, hold more, which means we're just going to see a 5-point turn right off the top of one, which I think will swiftly be followed by a 5-point turn by Big Chungus, as all they have to do is lock a Gargant onto objective, and they'll just outnumber their opponent.
Well, I mean, I guess our job's done then. So we'll see you in the next round.
Yeah,
calling it in round 1. That's cool. I like it. You got it. I like their big D6 on the side of the table. That's nice.
You can't be Big Chungus if you don't have the biggest
big
dice.
D6, yeah. Should we make them roll only those dice? Should we just go out there and tell them that this is a new rule? For live stream, you must roll the big dice.
Yeah, that's probably why they're running units that don't have the big volume of attacks. Could you imagine them attacking with an entire unit of like 30 Plague Monks
Yep.
and rolling dice like that?
I was in a tournament, and I had somebody who needed to roll 60 dice, and he rolled them 2 at a time.
Already in the movement phase, they did cast their spell. It was not unbound because they were out of range. So we already have our 2 points. First points of the day here at Nova Open. You've just
Exciting.
witnessed it.
First blood. First bloody points.
2 units of Rockgut Troggoths kind of walking up, tagging the objectives. They will not hold it for long. Rockgut Trogs are 4 wounds each, so they only count as 1 body on each objective. Whereas you see those 2 units of 3 pigs, they're 5 wounds each, so they count as 2 each on objective, so just one of those pig units will be able to take it.
So we do have a question. Is that 12 ogres I see?
No, it is 12 Rockgut Troggoths. So there's 2 units of 6, and then it looks like a Dankle Trogboss. We also have, for the Skaven, he's got 2 Warp Lightning Cannons, a unit of 3 Storm Fiends, and I'll have to get some confirmation on what the other unit is, but I'll go sneak a peek. But we are streaming round 1 of doubles for now, and then we'll be switching to the Invitational for the next 3 games. So this is game 1 of 4 today on this channel.
It's gonna be a day.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be a weekend.
It's gonna be a very long weekend. We've got 4 games streaming today, and then 3 on tomorrow, 3 on Saturday, and then we'll be wrapping up Sunday with 2 games of the finals for the 8-round GT. So the best of the best here at Nova Open will be on stream on Sunday, as well as today for the next 3 rounds. We're not streaming round 1 that kind of gives some players a break. We did have, I think last year, one of our invitational players ended up being on stream all 4 rounds.
Oh, really?
Just because of how pairings kept working out, and
Right.
he just kept winning.
That's
I think it was Jeremy Vessier
Yeah.
with his
That's a lot of pressure.
Grimwrath Berserker that people probably didn't have a whole lot of faith in at the time, but he made it work. Just a whole bunch of Grimwraths and a Gotrek. He ended up taking that one to Worlds too.
really.
Yeah, he's a menace with
How'd he do?
Grimwraths. As far as I know, he did amazing at Worlds. I was not there this year, unfortunately, but I know he surprised quite a lot of people thinking that KO is probably a good answer to just a bunch of Grimwraths running around, very much little slow doors, but he even took out KO players at Worlds.
I mean, that is my favorite post-convention, post-tournament conversations are what people did with armies that were unexpected, and showing that it's not just all about the meta all the time. We are going out and checking the table. I'm going to have an update.
So that's a unit of Storm Vermin on the bottom left. That's in front of the Storm Fiends. Storm Vermin are another kind of battle line unit for Skaven. There's only 10 in a unit, and they are able to bodyguard saves off of heroes that are nearby. They also have Rend 1, so a little bit more damage than something like Clan Rats. But I feel like Clan Rats probably would have been slightly better here, just because they're a cheap screen. Your damage output is in your Rocket Trogs, and you're shooting from your Storm Fiends and your Warp Lightning Cannons. So the Storm Vermin in this matchup not quite doing a whole lot, but it looks like he's just trying to protect his Storm Fiends from those pigs. Although I think in this matchup, those Warp Lightning Cannons are way more dangerous, because they'll be able to pick up that Maw Crusher potentially pretty quick. Storm Fiends, in a low volume of just 3 of them, not too big of a threat for shooting. So I think Big Chungus is going to be looking to get into those Warp Lightning Cannons as quickly as possible with those pigs and try to get them out of the game. The Gargants will be able to just outnumber anything on those objectives. So they'll be able to just walk on there, say, these are mine, deal with it, while our Iron Jaws just runs around and tries to deal with getting this Skaven off the table as quickly as possible.
Oh, it's over there.
For anybody who's in chat, could someone check the title that you're seeing? Because I'm getting reports that there are 2 different titles on the live stream. And the other title is a age joke about myself, so that's great. I hope it's not that one. Awesome. Okay, I'm glad you're seeing Nova open. Perfect. Thank you. We played Skyrim. We called it Elden Millennials Try to Play Skyrim, and
Looks like we're good. We have a question about the buildings being defensible. So in this, the rules for the pack here at Nova are there's essentially 2 pieces of Wildwoods. You see them at the top left and the bottom right. Traditional Wildwoods, the block line of sight more than 3 inches through them. There's also 2 pieces of Ruins in the opposite corners, which are just there to provide cover. The 2 large pieces of terrain in the center are just there for line of sight blocking. They're not defensible. However, the 2 towers in the middle on the top and bottom of your screen, those are garrisonable.
that was our Nova president walking by, giving us a hey, hey. All hail the chief.
Nova this year moved to the Washington Hilton.
Yep,
in
we
DC.
got a brand new hotel. 1 hotel instead of 2. Last year we wound up with 2 hotels because we outgrew the space, and we were also doing the Kill Team Live, which was the laser tag, which was really, really fun, but we needed extra space. And then we decided to go to a venue where we can fit everybody in 1 hotel. And I think that that's going to work out much better. All right,
So,
here come the big boys.
As predicted, the 5-point turn for our Dice Like Ice. They were able to pick up a unit of 3 pigs in that shooting phase, which is absolutely perfect. They really needed to get rid of those pigs. It sounds a little counterintuitive when you got Gargants, you got a Maw Crusher on the table, but those pigs are just as deadly as all of those. Pigs, they're moving 9 inches. Since they're not within 12 inches of an enemy, he can issue Mighty Destroyers, so they get to move 9 inches in the hero phase. Which means they're moving 18 inches, and then he's got a little War Channa next to his Maw Crusher up there, who could potentially give him a 3d6 inch charge. And he can get them all the way across the table in one turn and in your face. So very important to deal with those pigs as soon as possible, so that way they don't get in your warp lightning cannons. Because the warp lightning cannons here are probably the best thing there that they have to deal with that Maul Crusher. Maul Crusher starts at, I believe, 20 wounds or 18, and it's on a 3-up save. So already pretty durable and resilient, with all defense, potentially finest hour. The Trogs start at rend 2, 3 damage.
Do they have secondaries that they had to pick, or no?
Secondaries are the 40k. Right?
Okay. No secondaries.
AoS.
No like tournament special secondaries.
Oh no, it's just standard
Just
match
standard,
play
okay.
rules. So just scoring grand strats, battle tactics, primary on the
Classic.
table. We have already had our first casualty of the day. A tape measure has been broken. Always good to carry not only extra dice when you start failing, but extra tape measure is always great too. I usually buy mine in 3 packs of tape measures.
And don't bring little teeny tiny novelty floppy ones. I learned that lesson. Those are not helpful.
So here we go, Mighty Destroyers. We'll get an update on the battle tactic soon. But going to be issuing Mighty Destroyer, so the Maw Crusher can issue the same command up to 3 times per phase, and only spends the command point for the first one. So we'll be able to move with the Maw Crusher and those pigs. And he chose Magical Dominance too. So, gonna predict here another 5-point turn. Does have that War Channa, or no, it's the Weirdnoff Shaman all the way up to the top that was able to cast a spell. And Gargant's able to just walk right on those objectives. They count as 20 each, which is going to outnumber all of these Rockgut Trogs, because Rockgut Trogs are only 4 wounds each. So 12 Rockgut Trogs is outnumbered by 1 Gargant.
Yeah.
Who says, "Objective mine."
That's crazy. So if you get all the scores right for both players for every round, I think you deserve a medal. I think if you can predict, we should have a streamer medal for best score prediction.
So I think the turn 2 priority is going to be very important here, as well as are these pigs able to get into the Warp Lightning cannons? Those are going to be the 2 main things that are going to really determine this game. Because I think the Rockgut Trogs can stand up to these Gargants pretty well. They're pretty durable with a 5-up ward. With the Moon Shrine, if a unit dies, it's a chance that you can bring back half the unit, get 3 back. The Rend 2, 3 damage each. Gargants are only a 4-up save. So they will be able to punch those Gargants pretty hard. But the big thing is, can you deal with the Maw Crusher? And I think the Storm Vermin are just in the wrong place. He really needed to protect those Warp Lightning Cannons more than the Storm Fiends. Because those Warp Lightning Cannons, you can overcharge them, and you roll a die, and it determines the value that you need. And then you roll 12 dice, and for every die that matches or beats the initial one that you rolled, it does a mortal wound. So if you roll a 1 on an overcharge, you get to do 12 mortal wounds to something. And that will pick up a Maw Crusher with 2 Warp Lightning Cannons. So I think he's going to be in a little hurt if that Maw Crusher is able to get all the way back there. But luckily there's the Ruins, the Rockgut Trogs there. I'm not sure if he's going to have the room to be able to get the Maw Crusher in there. But the pigs could potentially get it in there.
Turn 2 is always usually make or break. If you can get a good position on turn 2, take table control, kill some of the things that you need to kill, it's usually a pretty good sign. So a lot riding on what happens over the next 20 minutes for both players.
Never want to get doubled by Iron Jaws. They're
Nope.
a very, very aggressive army. Now we're getting into the movement phase. Already those 3-inch combat gauges coming out. Looks like he really wants to just get that Maw Crusher all the way in there. I'm not sure. Looks like he might be aiming for the Warp Lightning Cannons. I just don't know if he's got enough room to fit in there. The Mega Boss on Maw Crusher, though, at the end of the combat phase, if he killed any models, he does get +1 to the attacks of the Rider's weapons, and +1 to his wound characteristic, so he gets even stronger and stronger. Measuring it out, seeing where this Maw Crusher can fit into, seeing what his options are. Jeremy Hawk is piloting these Iron Jaws. He's been around for a while in the scene, destruction player through and through, and he knows what he's doing with this army. His partner Nick with the Gargants, also very proficient at Warhammers, knows how to roll dice, knows how to move models. It is a dangerous pairing.
That was a charge before Gargants moved. That's a question.
I can get the confirmation he might have fastened and then used Mighty Destroyers to then charge to avoid things like Unleash off of the Storm Fiends, which I believe is what happened there. So, Fasten is a mount trait that lets you do a hero phase move, and then Mighty Destroyers is that command that you can issue, and if you're within 12, you have to charge. If you're not within 12 of something, you can make a normal move. And since it's moves and charges in the hero phase, your opponent can't use things like redeploy or unleash hell. So it looks like in order to avoid an unleash from the Storm Fiends, he charged in the hero phase, popping the Fasta and then Mighty Destroyer combo. Although, just a unit of 3 Storm Fiends, not too dangerous on an unleash hell. Traditionally, Storm Fiends can get very dangerous in the shooting phase because you can spend a Warpstone Spark to even +1 damage, but that you can't do that on an Unleash Hell. So you effectively just get 3 shots, which are now hitting on 5s from the Wind Launcher that are like red 3 D3 damage, which is amazing if they get through, but you gotta hit first.
Moved himself back.
And then 3d6 shots with the Gatling guns, the Rattling guns I think they're called, and with Unleash or -1 to hit, so you'd be on 4s and 3s, Ren 1 damage, and with a 3-up save Maw Crusher, who's gonna have Mystic Shield on him, it's not too dangerous to it. But you can see the Gargants making their way downtown.
Taking that center.
So, absolutely 5-point turn here coming. He's just going to move the pigs behind the Gargants, kind of keep them safe a little bit still. Looks like he's just keeping them safe for his turn 2. Don't think he's going to be able to get into these Warp Lightning Cannons, which I think is going to be very dangerous. If the Rats and Gits get priority and take top of 2 here, he's got to shoot that Maw Crush off. The only problem is he's not going to have a whole lot to deal with the center. That objective all the way on the right will be our Gits player's objective for sure. There's nothing really to contest that. for our Iron Jaws and Suns team. But they are just saying these two objectives, the one in the center and the left, they're ours. But I think 12 Rocket Chogs, if they just converge in the center on one Gargant, can pick it up. The Rocket Chogs are at 2-inch range, so they can swing in the 2 ranks, and you could potentially get all 12 of those Rockets just swinging on one Gargant. So if you just joined the stream, we are here just streaming doubles round 1. And then our next 3 streams of today will be the invitational here from the Nova Open.
Nova Open at the new hotel in DC. So if you're in the area, come on by.
Absolutely. There's plenty of game systems here to be able to get into tournaments, vendors. I mean, I don't know what other game systems you would play other than Age of Sigmar, because obviously you're.
I think that we are only allowing Age of Sigmar. Actually, now that I think about it, I think it's just an Age of Sigmar only convention, from what I'm being told. No, we have all sorts of. We have 5 rooms of RPGs. We have 8 rooms of seminars. We had painting instructions start, and then of course pretty much every major tabletop game that you can think of, from 40K to MCP, X-Wing, War Machine. A little bit of everything for everyone.
So our Maw-Crush, he's only got a 1-inch reach on those weapons, kind of the bane of Maw-Crushes. So with the terrain and being where it is and those Storm Vermin in the way, don't think he's going to really get any swings on there, but he does have the opportunity to stomp them. Maw-Crush is doing D3 plus 3 mortal wounds on a stomp. Potentially might be able to do some wounds to the Storm Fiends, but there is one Storm Fiend in that unit that does have a wounds characteristic of 7. So I don't think there's going to be any way that he's going to be able to kill a single model here in that Storm Fiend unit. Which means those Storm Vermin likely just going to evaporate. Charge here, coming from the Gatebreaker, and he's in. It's like a small 10-inch charge he rolled.
To eat that,
Just casual numbers.
You can get where you need to go with the 10, pretty much.
So, impact hits here coming from the Gargants on a 2-up D6 mortal wounds. End up doing 5. Rocket Trogs with 5 upwards. Failed enough that 1 Rocket has died. And here comes the second of the Gargants. Looking to charge in, they're measuring to see if he can actually fit in. You have to end a charge within half an inch. And it looks like he's able to fit it. Measuring now to see about Unleash. He wants to be able to charge the Gargant in, avoid the Unleash from Wart Lightning Cannon. Does another 4 mortal wounds on this charge. He was able to pick up one of those Wart Lightning Cannons. These Gargants do throw kind of like rocks, debris. Any innocent bystanders will throw too.
I think he moved it. Yeah, I had a private thing that we need to talk about for a second. So I did cut the audio. Thank you for pointing it out, though, Ryan. Noticing everything.
That's why we appreciate you viewers.
Tried to do it all smooth and slick, but nope.
We'll definitely work on the slickness here. Look at that dice tray, though, that they're rolling in. It's
Yeah, beautiful.
provided by Games Workshop.
Provided by Games Workshop, the square one, obviously.
Games Workshop, very close partner of the Nova Open.
Yes, absolutely.
Big presence here. There was the reveal show last night.
Yep.
All of that's up on the Warhammer community site. A lot of destruction here. Team Big Chungus, very happy. Even Dice Like Ice with Iron Jaws, with a new Trog hero, too. There's even new Gorger models, which are amazing. Never thought we'd see new Gorger models. But I'll be gorging myself of all content here at Nova Open.
Yeah, GW brought a huge amount of stuff for their store. So if there's any Forge World or GW product that you've been wanting to get, you can come on down. I am Aaron from Cool Guys Nation. I am also a board member at Nova and am in charge of making sure everything in this room goes right. And I should not be sitting behind a wall live streaming. I should be walking around making sure that everybody's fine. But
It's just too much fun, though.
it's so much better behind the wall.
And I'm Emma. Been playing, I don't know, a few years. Little success at events.
Emma's done okay every now and again. I've heard rumors.
All scandalous lies, allegations. I deny all of it. I've just been able to roll a couple 5-ups pretty well, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's all you need is just be able to roll 5s.
Which, unfortunately, our Rocket Trogs did not get the memo this morning. They're not rolling 5-ups well enough, so they're starting to take the initial impacts. We did have a Warp Lightning Cannon die from the shooting. You know, when it overcharges, it also takes D3 mortal wounds every one that it rolls. So even that other Warp Lightning Cannon already damaged from those overcharges. So if he's able to scoop up that unit of rockets that he's in combat with both Gargants and they're able to win a double, we might have kind of a short game off that.
Nurgle and zombies, all you need is 5s.
Yeah, that's all you need. Can you roll 5-ups? You'll be pretty good at Warhammer.
Any version.
Any-
Doesn't matter which one.
Quite a lot of games going on in this room. New venue. I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, so we have two major halls at this hotel. Right now we are in the AoS hall because it's primarily AoS being played in here. Although there is Lord of the Rings and a few other games, Warcry going on, both a tournament and a team tournament or narrative. I'm sorry. As well as later this week we'll have Kids Hammer in here, which is really fun. And we do still have spots open for Kids Hammer. So if anybody out there who's a kid wants to come to a friendly competition, come on down. We got it for you.
Looks like the Maw Crusher was able to reach those Storm Fiends. So they are already being picked up. Here we go. He's rolling saves. He needs 6s here. So the Storm Fiends have been lifted by the Maw Crusher, unfortunately.
And now it looks like almost full table control.
Destruction, very dangerous in the doubles format just because of 1,000-point lists. Might not have enough to deal with things like Gargants and a Maw Crusher. And with the Storm Vermin not screening off, those Storm Fiends, he was able to just get that Maw Crush and get the damage where he needed to lift them. And this veteran team of Nick and Jeremy on team Big Ol' Chungus, able to effectively execute and do exactly what they needed to do in order to.
I mean, it was
get this
exactly
game on their end.
you called where they were going and what they were doing.
Unfortunately, with that, I don't think there's really enough to deal with the Maw Crusher. You really needed all that shooting. So it's really going to be tough for his Gids partner to help him recover this with these Rocket Trogs. They're going to have to put in all the extra work. Hopefully, they didn't skip leg day. But we're going to see just how good of a Warhammer player he is if he's able to roll enough saves here and do enough damage back.
Let me tell you, every convention is leg day.
It's a pretty large venue here. I think we're on 4 different floors.
Yes, there is 4 floors. There's like a weird 4th seminar hall. So yeah, but the main area is on 2 floors. The Grand Ballroom, which is where 40K is, and the Columbia Ballroom, which is where we are, which is AoS, are the 2 main halls. And then registration, and of course we have all of the shops. Lots of great product down there. A lot of local stores.
Plenty of vendors, lots of different game systems. There's folks that come here, don't even play games. They come here for the seminars.
Yeah, a lot of hobby seminar people, and then we have an entire area that Army Painter has helped us set up, where you can just come and paint and chill.
And as always, I'm always impressed with the tables for the Middle Earth SBG.
It's so nice.
They
It's so nice. The tables that they brought are incredible. Have you seen the 40K narrative tables yet?
I have not. The 40K hall looks absolutely incredible. If you guys see pictures of where they're playing, it's gorgeous in there.
Chris has collected probably one of the best 40K terrain collections in North America, and he brings them all around. They are really worth seeing. Like, just looking at those boards are incredible.
We also have a narrative for the AoS taking place in this AoS hall.
Yep.
And they've got some great looking tables, and their missions are all custom. They have a story that's been going on throughout the years that evolves. So we had a Nurgle player last year who infected kind of a water supply that then flowed downstream and has polluted a town. So they have an entire table town where there are infected buildings. They have to roll to see how corrupted they are, if they could be saved. An entire tainted forest of Nurgle.
That's fun. I love that stuff. But that's because I'm bad at competitive.
Whether you're a pro, whether you're still new, there's always a place for you in Age of Sigmar.
Absolutely.
Even in the GT. I've run into players who...
How long have you been playing in GTs?
How long? Maybe only about like 6 years, I guess.
Okay.
I started at the very end of first edition.
Okay.
But that first year I didn't play many events. I played quite a bit last year. Haven't played many events this year. I think like 3 or so. I think I only have like 2 more on my calendar this year.
Yeah, I played one 40K doubles, Long War doubles at Adepticon this year, and that was really the only big tournament that I was in. We did well until we got a mirror match, and then we didn't go first, and it was over.
I don't think you guys can hear the players, but I can barely hear them from here, and they are having fun. Like, I can hear it in their voice and tone. Doubles is a super fun event here. Mega Gargant about to swing into the Rock Guts on the center objective. This is absolutely going to make or break the game right here. If these Rock Guts get scooped up,
There's not much left. There's
And-
not much left after that.
Big Chungus wins priority.
Yeah,
It's going to
that's
be
gonna be a hard thing to come back from. So it looks like 2 came off.
There's only 2 Rock Guts left in that unit of 6 that's started.
2's fine. He can do it. I believe.
Roland his word say it, another
Did
one
I say
is
2?
with
I meant 1 can do it. 1 will be fine.
Another one! This man is not having good luck on his 5-up words. Not very good at Warhammer right now with not being able to roll 5-ups. But
Not, yeah.
Faith, he'll swing it around.
That's all. That's the only skill you need.
Oh, and there's the last one. So, absolutely very dominant opening from Big Chungus, being able to lift one of the Warp Lightning Cannons that was already wounded from overcharging before with the Gargant shooting. Able to get the Maw Crusher into the Storm Fiends, lift them, and both Gargants in combat able to scoop 6 Rocket Trombats. Alright, huge priority. We had Dice Like Ice at the bottom of your screen win priority here. And they quickly shout out loud, we get to play a second turn.
Maybe they can make some magic happen.
So they'll at least be able to score 1 point for the one objective they control. So they'll be able to at least put some more points. We have our super fancy score sheet here.
Nothing but the most state of the art for us. So as predicted, 5 points.
Our stream set up at the last minute. Luckily, Aaron here is able to volunteer his setup.
Yep, I packed it all up. Had to get it here from Chicago, and hey, it's running. So I'm happy. Not as many cameras as we'd like, not as many microphones as we'd like, but
But it's better than nothing.
it is
So
better than nothing.
we're gonna make this work as best we can with the tools we have.
Sharpies and yelling.
I imagine this is what Steven feels like playing in the current meta, just trying to make it work with what tools you have.
Great. I feel so inspired by all of my hard work.
These players are having a blast, though. Like, it is absolutely pure smiles on both teams. Doubles is just so much fun. You know, just playing Age of Sigmar is fun with, 1 versus 1, but when you get 2 more people to play your game with,
Yeah.
that's when it's the best.
That is my preferred convention way to play is team. Even the big 4-person 40K teams, like those are stressful, but those are also fun.
There are more people playing doubles right now than there are in the RTT and I believe the Invitational combined.
Really.
There might be. Or
That's-
my math's just really wrong, but
I think it's about even. It's probably like it's pretty close.
it's close.
It's close, yeah. Romulan, I don't know what you put in your message, but you're welcome to remessage if you'd like.
So again, we'll be streaming 3 more games today. Invitational for the next 3 rounds. We'll be seeing some very high-end competitive play for our next 3 games. Every player in the Invitational has finished high at an event, one way or another. We've got folks that have 5-0'd multiple events. We've got
Yes, that is a train whistle. You are.
it is
Yes.
it is a train whistle. We've got folks like Noah who won LVO this year. We've got Anthony Lawrence who won Ironwell GT. Alex Costco who won ACO first place. Tom Guan who's just been absolutely terrorizing people with zombies all year.
All right. So did he get any work done?
So we've got intimidate the invaders as a battle tactic, have more units outside of your territory than inside. Should be a pretty simple battle tactic. They'll probably only be able to score one objective. Which means probably just another 3-point turn, and then the Gargants and those pigs are just going to be able to pick them up.
We're going to check in with the players really quick. Casting Blizzard is fun.
So the most amazing thing, they have brass orbed the Maw Crusher. It's a Skaven artifact that on 3-up, he gets removed to the table, and the next turn he comes back.
Oh, wow.
Just when you thought they've got no tools to deal with this thing, the brass orb. I'm gonna pull it up in the old app. Fortunately, all of these artifacts all them together. So the brass orb, he was within 6 inches of a Scryer hero, and he's able to use this once per battle. The start of your hero phase, pick one enemy unit within 6 and roll a die. On a 3-up, remove that unit from the battlefield. At the end of that turn, your opponent must set up that unit again on the battlefield, wholly within their territory and more than 9 inches from all enemy units.
Wow.
Which is also big because that Maw Crusher also did use its Fasten turn 1.
Yep.
So he's going to be a little slow to get back. Although he still has Mighty Destroyers, hope set him up more than 12 inches away. So, but he won't have like that 3 times move that he would have with Fasten. But the Brass Orb coming in clutch to get that Maw Crusher out of his face.
Sliver of hope. A sliver of hope. A respite, if you will.
That Gets player was like, I need something from you, man. And his Skaven partner said,
Got you.
At first light, look to the east. And he's a Brass Orb, a Maw Crusher. He'll be back. He'll be back later.
I feel like they'd be more like, at dusk, look to the dirt, but,
That was the second part. It was a 2-parter. Only in doubles will you see things like this happen. The Brass Orb.
yeah, Romulan is pointing out the screen, but there wasn't not enough models to screen it off.
That's why I'm a huge fan of Clan Rats. I think they're like one of the best units in Skaven just because there's just 20 bodies for 100 points.
Yeah.
And if you don't wipe them, they keep coming back. D3 every Battle Shock phase you get back. Although, with the Maw Crush, it's not too hard to wipe them. So, a lot of work that needs to be done here out of this Chog Boss, 6 Rock Guts, and a Warp Lightning Cannon.
So what would you do in this situation? Work on the middle and the right objective?
I think I might be kind of planning for what the next round 2 is going to look like. Because this one's
Pretty much over.
Pretty settled.
Yeah.
There's still a chance. It's just really rough dealing with 2 Mega Gargants. They've lost more than half their damage output because they've lost that unit of rock guts, they've lost the Storm Fiends, they've lost the Warp Lightning Cannon. The one on the table's already taken some wounds from the overcharging before. So they really need to drop a Mega Gargant this turn. Like, if they don't drop a Mega Gargant this turn, they're in for a lot of trouble. Like, suspect that Maw Crush is going to come back. Hold within 18 of the pigs, so he can issue Mighty Destroyers to them as well as himself. And then Maw Crush is just going to come back 20 inches, charge in, and there's going to be...
I don't think there's any issue with him not being able to find a space for the model at this point. Yeah. There's plenty of table open.
We have 2 Mega Gargants, 3 pigs, and a Maw Crusher, all charging in, bottom of 2. And if you're not able to at least get one of those threats off the table, it's going to be a very bad day.
And once again, if you are just joining us, we are streaming live from Nova Open. We are in the AoS Doubles Round 1, and then we will be moving to the Invitational.
Invitational
will be the next stream on this channel.
Next few rounds. There's a good variety of lists in the Invitational. Like, there's Zinch, there's Cruel Boys, Sylvaneth, Beast of Chaos, as well as your standard, OBR, Soulblight.
See, my problem with making lists is I just pick pretty models.
I absolutely love list writing in AoS. Just trying to optimize, maximize everything you can. Looks like he is trying to converge on that center Gargant, which I think is the right play.
Yep.
Because you already have the objective on the right-hand side.
I mean, that's the only chance. I mean, not that there's much left, but if he can take board control into the middle and hold 2 objectives and maybe make some lucky saves, might be able to squeeze out some more points, but it's going to be tough.
He's just going to be surrounded by that other Gargant, the pigs, and the Maw Crusher next turn.
Yeah.
But there's a chance he could take advantage of some of this terrain, those 2 giant towers in the center. They are kind of impassable. Won't be able to go around them. You have a redeploy coming from the Gargant. It looks like he's just getting closer to the Warp Lightning Cannon and...
Leave the poor Warp Lightning Cannon alone. What did it ever do?
So he's just trying to shuffle over to make it harder to get all 6 of those rock guts in. So the rock guts already moved. Here's the Warp Lightning. Rolled a 3 on the overcharge and Warp Lightning here. So he's going to be rolling 12 dice, looking for 3 ups for mortal wounds.
Is there any damage on them already, or no?
On the Warp Lightning Cannon, yes. Don't believe on the Guardian Huts. 9 mortal wounds. Oh, there is some wounds on that Gargant in the center. And the cannon lives, which is huge. I don't know, though, why it moved up so close. I'm very concerned for its life.
Maybe he's trying to draw him off the objective. It's a
The Gargants are
long game strategy.
The Gargants are so big, though, that even that Gargant on the left can charge in and still be on the objective.
No guts, no glory. How about that?
Even the Rock Gut Trogs have shooting. They do. They throw some rocks and they do mortal wounds in the shooting phase.
Of course they do.
course.
Why would it be anything other than a mortal wound if you get hit by a rock?
It's the most dangerous thing in the game is a rock. Looks like he is focusing on that center Gargant. Moving into charges shortly. We got the Trog Boss and 6 Rock Guts. Oh, he's charging his little. I think it's the engineer. Oh, he's charging the Warp Lightning at. He's sending everything.
He's going all in.
And he's charged the other Warp Lock in there. This is dangerous.
That's a
that's-
bold move. That's a bold move. I mean, I guess he knows they're coming anyway.
They're coming, but I think he just accelerated the game. Like if the Guardians could potentially split some attacks and pick up multiple of them, like
Yeah.
free himself, like they're just gonna die. They're not gonna be able to put much in. Like he's got to swing with that big brick of Rock Guts first to really try to put as much damage into that center Gargant as possible. Otherwise, like that Gargant in the center swings on the Rock Guts first.
I mean, how many wounds can they even do on the left side with those 3 units?
He might be able to do a wound or two.
Yeah, he charged the cannon. Romulan.
He charged everything.
He charged everything.
He even charged his engineers. One of them just got stomped off.
That's what happens when I go to the zoo and I try to pet an elephant.
Yeah, charging your
Move the warp chem so you can complete the tactic. Maybe?
It's just have more units outside of your territory, though, which
Yeah.
I don't think he needed to really charge them in there. Like, I think he's kind of in the find out phase right now. He's
The find out phase. That's a new official phase. The find out phase.
that's not a good place to have your Warp Lightning Cannon or your Warp Lock Engineer be charging into a Mega Gargant.
Look, if that Gargant goes down,
He's like, I couldn't believe the leopard's about to eat my face. Like, I just wanted to pet it. Like, who knew?
do they even have the damage output to take it down? Like, between
No.
the 3? I don't think so.
No. I think between 2 Warp Lock Engineers and a Warp Lightning Cannon, he might be able to get, like, a Gorgon down to half health.
Yeah. Not gonna do a lot. But if the middle one goes down,
It'd be amazing if the middle one goes down and then falls on the Warp Lightning Cannon and kills the Warp Lightning Cannon.
oh my gosh.
There you go.
Welcome, new viewers.
So 3 failed saves on the Gargant in the middle, which is 9 damage. Don't think it's gonna be enough. He did roll really well, all out defense. Rolled quite a bunch of 5-ups. Really good at Warhammer.
Yep. Blaine, let's go Team Big Chung.
We still have a Dankhold that can still swing, and he's very swingy. He's got like a lot of D6 damage swings. Well, not a lot. There's like 4 D6 damage swings. Oh, they're going Goblin mode. He's going for the 4-up 46 mortals.
All right.
Here it is. It's either gonna be amazing or terrible. There's no in
Yeah,
between.
there's no in between. It's either gotta happen or not.
And he rolled a 1. So now that the threat of being bonked in the head is gone from the Gargant in the middle onto the Denkul Chug Boss, they're swinging with the Warp Lightning Cannon now.
Yep.
The most dangerous melee unit in all of Age of Sigmar, the Warp Lightning Cannon.
It's a good one. Not a lot of people know that about it, but it is really good.
He did make his opponent take one save. Oh, he's piling it in order to put extra attacks.
Yep. Onto the middle.
3 attacks here onto that Gargant in the middle. Now here we go, the second Gargant, the one on your left, allocating some attacks into the wizard. Which is
Also known for their close combat prowess.
also part of the grand strat. Team Big Chungus, with their double destruction, need to kill all of the wizards. And then Dice Like Ice need to keep their wizard general alive.
What is max score for the game?
28 points is the most you can score on this mission.
Okay.
So you get your grand strategy is worth 3. You get a battle tactic for each turn, which are 2 each. That's 10 points from battle tactics, 3 from the grand strat, so 13. And then your primary is a hold 1, hold 2, hold more for 3 points per round. So you get 15 points from that. And that's how we get to
28.
We did the math, so you guys don't have to. There are some missions that do have different primary scoring. And we'll try to explain that to you guys as viewers. So if there's any questions, feel free to shoot us a question. Can't guarantee we'll be able to answer every question, but we'll do our best.
Oh, it looks like you got him.
So no one's surprised that Gargant has killed the wizard.
I'm surprised.
And the Maw Crusher will be returning here at the end of the turn. Wholly within its territory, 9 inches from enemy models.
What's its movement?
10 inches.
Is
that the Maw Crusher movement?
yeah, that's enough to get back in the game pretty quick.
And there's the 3-point turn. For
First invitational game just ended. Anthony Trentinelli got the win.
Oh, update on our first Invitational game has ended. Anthony Trentinelli brought Slaves of Darkness to the Invitational and has taken the win. Take a peek and see who his opponent was.
Looks like we are checking some distances.
So
Make sure everything's copacetic.
Anthony Trentinelli played Dale Urban round 1 of the Invitational. Anthony Trentinelli's Slaves of Darkness taking the win over Dale's Ogre Maw Tribes. Anthony brought his Slaves of Darkness purely for the Invitational, and he's playing Flesh Eater Courts in the 8-round GT. So bold move by Anthony to say, I'm going to bring a second army for a single elimination event that if he loses round 1, he brought an army for 1 game, but he brought the full display board. And
Really?
he's a great painter.
Is it nice?
Most of his armies converted too. Like he's got
Right.
all of his Chaos Knights are all converted from like the Stormcast models that I think they were like the Palador riders. And then even his Vanguard and other units have some conversions to them too.
By the way, we have a lovely comment for us, kick-ass job so far, commentors. So
Ah.
kick-ass, high five.
You know, our viewers are doing a kick-ass job too.
Yeah, we can't do it without chat. It's all about chat. By the way, if anybody does do a super chat, that will be going to Nova and directed towards one of the charities. It will not be going to Cool Guys Nation.
Yeah, just a little bit of technical difficulties
Yeah,
this morning.
we could not. The internet said no. We plugged it in and it said no.
Putting together the stream in a cave with a box of scraps,
Yep,
but we're making it work.
a literal cave. I just took all the cardboard. I made myself a cave. You can see these big boxes behind us. They make good caves.
Dude, we can have a box for it after this. So, the Maw Crusher has come in, more than 12 inches away, so we can destroy themselves. Pigs would have to be forced to make a charge because they're within 12 inches of an enemy unit. But we'll definitely
If I
see
donated
everything
Doom
converge.
Wheel, will it go directly to the Skaven player? If you can find a way to get a Doom Wheel through the computer, I guess we can figure that out. I don't think he'll be allowed to play it, but he can have it.
Wish we had a Doom Wheel here. I would put one on the table and just say,
Yes.
You're playing with this. It's in the pack.
Yeah. It has been given to you by chat. I'm sure the TOs will be really happy about that.
I do have some buckets of zombies.
That could be fun. Just be like, hey, there's been a slight mission change.
We had another player that asked to borrow 40 zombies from me, but I don't count zombies. I just bring buckets of them. So there are 2 takeout containers just with
Here's a
full
bucket.
zombies.
Here's a bucket.
We've got folks from all over here. Like, we've got folks on the West Coast, all the way from like California, from the Northeast, Boston. We've got Midwest. We've even got UK players, Owen
Yep.
Jackson, Matt Mallow. It is awesome seeing
We have
players
some
all over.
painters doing seminars who flew in from Poland for a 2-day class. So that's pretty cool. One of them, it is their first time in the United States, and they are loving it.
So if you're in the area, we're in Washington, D.C. at the Washington Hilton for Nova Open. So if you're able to get to the area, Nova Open runs all the way through Sunday.
It does, and it's a family-friendly event, so you can bring kids. And there are activities for the kids. We got Kids Hammer, we got board games, we got paint and take, lots of stuff for the whole family to do.
There is Kids Hammer happening Saturday and Sunday. We're seeing possibly about a Kids Hammer stream game on Saturday morning, but
Oh, really?
not sure if we're able to make that happen. So we got to work that out with the TOs, the parents.
Yeah, that's.
But would love to have Kids Hammer on stream. The children are the future.
We got a Dice Like Ice Go. Haunted bagel. That's not a kind of bagel that I want.
So we do have one of the Gargants retreating from the Warp Lightning Cannon. Not something you hear every day. But he's retreating from the Warp Lightning Cannon so that way he can get within 3 inches of the Loon Shrine. Because you can still do a monstrous rampage even if you retreat it. So he's looking to get the 3-up to smash the Loon Shrine to prevent the Rotgut Trogs from coming back. Gloomspite gets able to bring back a unit that was destroyed at half strength. I think it's on a 3 or 4-up, wholly within range of their Loon Shrines. I think it's wholly within like 12, 9 inches of enemy models. But if he's able to smash to rubble that monstrous rampage that all monsters are able to do, then that'll prevent the Rotguts from coming back, and that's going to absolutely be the nail in the coffin.
Hey, there's still a Warp Lightning Cannon, alright?
With 3 pigs about to
No.
stare down.
No. It's fine. It's totally fine. It can handle it.
I think there's like less than 30 wounds left on that cannon. The pigs do impact hits, so on a 2-up, they'll do mortal wounds on impact when they charge, which you could see the lightning cannon just picked up in the charge phase here. Maw Crusher coming around the back, so we're going to get a rock gut sandwich. Not the tastiest of meals, rocket sandwiches, but
No, it doesn't sound
we'll do
good.
it a
I
pinch.
think I'd go with the haunted bagel over the rock gut sandwich.
We're definitely going to see another 5-point turn here coming from Team Big Chungus, who absolutely dominates the left and the center objectives. But they haven't tagged that right-hand objective, which means, very least, if Dice Like Ice wins priority, they can score up a whole 1 point, because they'll have one objective. You don't need models on the objective to continue scoring
Right, once you touch it, so long as it's not contested. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo, that means only one thing, an Iron Jaw's charge phase. Chugga, 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 choo-choo! Here it is.
And this is where the Warp Cannon Lightning defies all odds.
2 mortal wounds.
I believe in it. I believe in the... Oh,
No,
my faith has been not rewarded.
the streamer prediction on my side.
Oh, I mean the person who knows what's going on? Your predictions, which seem to be right on the money?
I might have played this game once or twice before,
Just a couple.
but it's been a while.
Do you have socials that people can follow?
Just on, I have an Instagram that I never use, but I
Okay.
do have Twitter at YesKnowSomething, which is probably how some of our viewers are able to find us.
It's called X now.
Oh, X. Find me on X at YesKnowSomething.
I'm really upset because I accidentally let my phone auto update, and I was trying to keep Twitter as long as possible, and then nope.
If this game does wrap up early, I'll likely look to pull a player or a TO or somebody to see if we can get some interviews.
Yeah, see if we can get an interview on
Maybe
stream.
even get one of the players from this game.
Also, welcome new viewers. If you're just tuning in, we are at Nova Open. We are watching AoS Doubles Round 1, which is the first of 4 streams today for AoS.
We'll have 3 rounds of Invitational coming up today. It's going to be a long day of coverage, and if you can't watch them live, you'll be able to watch them back.
Yeah, there should be VODs.
What if this combat phase goes wildly in the Git's favor, and we have the turnaround of a century?
I mean, it could happen.
I am here for it. That center Gargan's taken quite a few wounds already, so there's a chance, he could drop him, which would be absolutely amazing. But we do have swings coming in from the Maw Crusher onto those rock guts first.
I mean, win or lose, if you can get more points, it's still a good thing for your day.
It looks like our Skaven player unfortunately packing up, because I don't think he has a single model left on the table.
Oh,
Oh no. Oh no, we're down to 2
Two?
rock guts.
2 left, yep.
Oh, that's a disaster.
Maybe 3? Is there one here? Maybe 3.
Either way, it's not looking good for the rocks.
Don't knock it till you try it. Somebody figure out how to give me a haunted bagel. I'll try it, alright? Tony, I believe in you. He will feel that in spirit.
the three little pigs. They made a charge, so they're able to still pile in and fight, but they're not gonna be able to swing on anything. I think they're out of range. But in Blood 2, since they were able to, since they technically fought, well, just like the fight, they could do a charge at the end or a movement at the end of the combat phase.
Oh.
No, the last of the rock guts. Oh, we have a failed battle tactic.
Yep.
Oh, he was doing led into the maelstrom, so he needed to have a battle line and a hero that charged, still engaged in combat at the end of the turn.
I wonder what happened to them.
And he overdid it on the rock guts in the center, so the Maw Crusher wasn't able to be eligible for it. And he didn't charge the pigs in deep enough to be able to then end the turn within 3. So amazing that after 2 turns and a board state that looks like this, we have a tie game.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe we should just, end the round right there. What would the players think? And Nice Like Ice, winning priority again, saying we will not.
That's luck.
We will not
That's
go
what you
gently
need.
into the night.
No, we're gonna stay here.
Said we will fight them on the beaches. So we'll have at least 1 point here because they still have that one objective.
They have the far right objective. It has not been touched by anybody else.
Question is, can they possibly score battle tactic and say, 3 points?
Is that a charge or a disengage?
He's just moving
Charge.
up. Now we got to charge.
Yep.
I don't even think he's picking a battle tactic. He knows.
Yep.
He just wants to kill this Mega Gargant.
Moral victory.
Oh, looks like a failed roar. I want to see this Dankel Jog Boss just smash him.
Did he get him?
Looks like he got him and won the roll for which way he goes. So he's gonna fall in the pigs.
Wow. Okay. Well, good thing there's no other large models on the table for him to deal with.
And the Maw Crusher was engaged by that charge. So he's coming in for a swing. And this game is about to wrap up shortly. I'm gonna go see if we can find somebody to pull in for a quick chat.
Sounds good. Not a lot left to do, but we'll see. And picking up another model. So it looks like he got some models back. Moving to score. Picking up the 1.
So we got bait, so he's gonna retreat 2 units and then charge 2 units. I don't know what the second unit he's gonna retreat is. I believe you have to retreat 2 units for this. So bait and trap. If 2 or more friendly units retreated this turn, and 2 or more friendly units made a charge move this turn. So the Maw Crusher, I think, is eligible because he's within 3. So he's using Mighty Destroyers. So get the charge in the hero phase.
Oh, and then he can retreat.
And then he's going to retreat the Maw Crusher and the pigs.
Yeah.
Big brain play
Big
coming
brain.
out.
That is big brain. That is big brain.
They don't call him Jeremy the Brain Hawk for nothing.
I didn't know they called him that.
Nobody calls him that. I just made that up.
Well, they do now. Chat, write that down. Once it's in the chat log, it can never be undone.
Can never be undone. We do have some other invitational games close to wrapping up from what I heard. After this game concludes, we'll have Mike Vaginos, who's put together this invitational. He'll come over, give us a rundown on what this invitational is, who these players are. And there are some pretty big names in the invitational, which will be streaming round 2, 3, and 4 of it today. So,
And there you go, he pulled
there
back.
we go. So, setting up for another 5-point turn. He's having to move up the war channel because they need 2 units to charge, and since he's retreating the pigs and the Maw Crusher, they won't be able to charge because they're retreating. So he's gonna charge the Gargant on the bottom, and then he's gonna have to charge another unit.
There's the second retreat.
Because the battle tactic does require you to have two or more friendly units retreat and 2 or more
Yep.
different friendly units charge.
Oh,
so the
different.
pigs, so the pigs themselves aren't able to do count for both.
Yeah.
That's why he does need that second unit charge in, which he just did.
Yep.
And I believe that's the Weird Knob Shaman that made the charge there. And now the Gatebreaker, or I think that's the War Stomp left, is now charging. And there you have it. Battle tactic completed. So it's going to be another 5-point turn here for Team Big Chungus. And they'll go up 13-9 at the end of this turn. So Roar's coming out for the Danko Trog boss. Roar's successful. Oh no, I think that was a smash. So he's turned the Loon Shrine sideways. The Loon Shrine is boom, rumble. Gargant's taking his swings, trying to get this Danko Trog boss off the table. Just be the Rock Guts left. Rock Guts don't have a unit champ, and they're not elite, so they can't issue commands themselves. So if he's able to kill the last hero, they'll have no way to even prevent a battle shock immunity. So even if you kill 1 or 2 rock guts, the last one could flee because there's no way to inspiring them. Also means they won't be able to alt defense themselves either.
Romulan, funny that Destruction Army would hate screens and Skaven player would have no clan rats.
It was quite a match made in heaven there.
Looks like it's hanging on.
Oh, looks like 2 failed saves. I think that those Trog bosses do quite a lot of damage on their swings. They're kind of swingy.
All right, here comes some more.
They're Ren 2 d6 damage each on those boulder clubs. And they also heal d6 in their hero phase. So we could, with some luck, see that Dankold Trog boss kill a Mega Gargant. Should be amazing. Oh no. And there we have a priority. Big Chungus has won the priority going into 4. Oh,
I mean, that
one
was-
on
that-
priority.
That was bound.
Hate to see it. So, Big Chungus definitely
The
gonna
yelling.
look to take the turn here.
Points. You want to flip it over to the score?
So score sheet will be updated. They did complete bait and trap. They did hold 1-2, hold more. So it will be 13-9 here after turn 3. With our super sophisticated score sheet.
Yep, we got high-tech score sheets here. Automatically updated. You've never seen such sophistication.
So Reprisal is the battle tactic coming out for Team Big Chungus. What is Reprisal? I'm not sure. I'm looking it up. You complete this battle tactic if an enemy unit that destroyed a friendly general earlier in the battle is destroyed this turn. So, looking to kill that Dankold Trog boss.
Yep.
Which, there's a chance it could not happen. Anything's possible when you've got word saves.
Yeah. What are we looking at? The words 5s?
I believe he's on a 4 up
4s?
It's an artifact you have to take to get the Trog boss a word save. And it might be a command trait.
So he has updated score sheet, officially 13-9. Moving into round 4.
It's the Glowy Howset. It's a 4-up word save. But at the end of the phase, you have to roll die, and on a 1, he eats the Glowy Howset, and it can't be used for the rest of the battle.
Oh, he's like num num. Love it.
Destruction models, not very bright sometimes,
and they might just
Listen,
they might just eat their
your
artifacts.
You just gotta eat them.
Team Big Chungus looking to come in, put the final nail in the coffin here. They've got the Maw Crusher still at pretty much full health, plus a little extra because he's already swung on something before. The War Stompa, 3 pigs, just staring down a Dankhold Trog Boss and 3 Rock Guts. So,
And the big boy is there to play.
Maw Crusher says, you know what? I want a glowy house it too. I'm hungry.
Moving in.
The pigs are coming.
Just squeaking around the building.
There's our impact hits.
And more damage. Reroll 1 bear. I bet the new Trog King can kill a Mega.
So the Roar has failed, but a 6 Mortal Wound Stomp is coming out on the Rockgut Trogs. And he's rolled a couple 5-ups, so he's only taken 3 wounds off that. If this Dankhold Trog Boss kills the Mega Gargant, we might just crown it the new Trog King.
Not a bad idea.
Couple games in the Invitational have wrapped up, but there's still quite a few going, including Tom Guan's Zombie Menace playing against OBR. Looks like Noah's still playing his Beast of Chaos game. I think Caleb and John Anderson, they're still playing out. We got Deepkin versus Zinch over there. Looked like there was still quite a lot for Zinch on the table when I took a peek over before. The Anthony Lawrence game, he's been just sitting down chatting with his opponent for a while now. I think that game might have concluded and they're just hanging out and chatting, which love to see it.
Maybe it's a good game.
And these are all high quality opponents. A lot of them probably haven't met before because they're traveling from all over.
Yeah.
So anytime you get to meet another opponent at this caliber, always great. Just have a chat, learn some wisdom. Ton of doubles games still going on too. They all look like they're having fun in doubles. It's amazing. I don't think you see that many smiles in 40K, but here at Age of Sigmar, smiles all around.
Wow, shade being thrown all the way to the other side of the convention. Somebody heard it. They felt it. Welcome, new viewers. You are watching AoS Doubles. We are getting close to the end of round 1 at Nova Open in Washington, D.C.
First year at the new venue. Nova's been growing and growing, outgrew the last venue. It's now at the Washington Hilton. Pretty massive hotel here.
It's very fancy. It's very, very fancy.
Very upscale.
There's like chandeliers and stuff.
Oh, it's so fancy. Even the TO here for AoS is English too.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, he was there last year too. But.
We imported them. We also have Gareth Thomas from. He's a Welsh by heritage and currently resides in California. Charles Wilson running doubles.
Did we miss the death of something?
Yes, the rock gut, the Dankold Trog boss has been slain, which was the battle tactic for the reprisal.
Yep.
It's only a matter of time before he went down. He will not be the new Trog King, unfortunately. And it's going to be, can the Maw Crusher finish off these rock guts? Probably.
Hopefully.
Because there's no alt defense on them.
It'd
so
be embarrassing
they're
for
just,
him.
They're very reliant on 5-up ward saves here to live here.
But hey, you can roll 10 5-ups, no problem. Looks like 2.
I think after this we might see a handshake because I don't think there's going to be anything left for Dice Like Ice. Fortunately, their dice looking like they were iced for part of this game.
Yeah, the beginning was a little rough. And there's
the handshakes. There it is. Team Big Chungus taking the dub. So they'll be at 18 points this round. They should have. Yep, they have a battle tactic available for round 5. Another 5 points can't be denied. Look at the grand strat for no wizards alive. Nice Like Ice still has that objective on the right hand side, so they'll be able to score that. Looks like Team Big Chungus giving it to them. So we have 1 failed battle tactic, so it'll be 26 to, looks like 10. And that'll be the final score here for round 1 doubles here. Team Big Chungus, 26-10, taking the dub. I'm going to see if I can get our lovely friend Mike Vaginos over to tell you all about the Invitational, which will be coming up for rounds 2, 3, and 4. Right here on this stream with us.
So that is unmuted.
So I've got Mike Vaginos coming over for an interview. The legendary one and only Mike. And here he is. Mike is running the Invitational. What is the Invitational?
Sure. So the Age of Sigmar Nova has started as of last year to run a 16-man invitational where we curate hopefully 16 of Age of Sigmar's not only best players, but best people. Like, we're really looking for good sportsmen, we're looking for best generals, so we do really kind of pride ourselves on, we're going to give these folks the best games, hopefully, that they're going to get all weekend. So we had a qualifying window of times. We kind of looked through tournament results. We looked for people who 5-0'd. We then also made sure that we looked for anyone who was like, making sure best sportsman was always involved. And again, I think we did a really great job here this year. We have some kind of old favorites that you always kind of expect me in the top of the room being talked about. We've got a couple new and upcomers too as well, which has been great. We even had Zach Pfeiffer from Tabletop Titans was invited this year, so that was super cool, kind of getting some YouTube presence here. And it's a 4-round basic single elimination, winner takes all. We do give a best painted award as well as a best sportsman in there too. But it's, hopefully some of the 4 best, tightest games you're going to find.
Best painted for an Invitational. Now it makes sense why Anthony Trentinelli has brought his Slaves of Darkness.
100%, because that is gorgeous. I did want to change it, and I'm going to maybe get it done next year. I wanted to make it the best appearance award and actually just judge my players on what they all wore.
I've been waiting for the best appearance award to pop up.
It's going to happen soon, for sure.
Any players here to watch out for an Invitational? Any lists that are outside the norm here that you think?
I think Jacob Brandon probably has the best list in the room. I mean, Cruel Boys are definitely, I think, flying under the radar right now. They've got all the right, I mean, they have dirty tricks. They've got all these cool tools. They have some really unique mechanics that just make high-level play a bit harder to deal with. And speaking of which, Jacob Brandon just won his game against Owen Jackson playing Beast of Chaos. Pretty standard build. You know, you got your Doom Bull, your big 9 bulls. He was running a Gorgon instead of a Man Crusher Gargant. Tons of Raiders, Bellicor, all the tricks that you're expecting to see here. And that list is extremely powerful right now, and it's very good delaying the game. And I think Owen Jackson definitely kind of underestimated that Jacob Brandon's Cruel Boys are also better the later the game can go. So he definitely didn't. He got a little too scripted. He found out that was a little mistake he made, but you know, too little, too late. Especially in these high-level games, one little mistake can cost it. So.
Anyone else to watch out for? We got. I know Anthony Lawrence is playing Slanesh.
Yep, Anthony Lawrence just won his game against Nick True and his OBR. Anthony Lawrence is another, I mean, he doesn't get to travel a lot more because he's a new dad, but it's, dude, anytime he's in the room, you gotta respect him. That guy can 5-0 at any time. Jacob Brandon, another one. Mike Roush is kind of one of my favorite up-and-comers right now. He's a Team America Minuteman. He's been really grinding games for 2 years, and again, turns out OBR is really good right now, so he's having good success. He is unfortunately paired into the menace that is Tom Wan with too many damn zombies. I don't know how many he has. I just stopped counting. There's too many of them, and they keep coming back.
You just don't count.
That score is close though, but I just think Roush is going to run out of gas. So
yeah, it's like OBR has been kind of a challenge for zombies. It's kind of been that big question because they do have the durability and they do have the damage output. Tom did anticipate having to play OBR, so we did bring in the secret tech of Lock of Eye.
I love that. Yes,
to be able to add in like the roars because she's a monster.
And I walked over as he was coming in and just picked 6 Immortus up. I did like Roush's, I guess, atypical list. It's more Praetorians and it's more ponies driven. So he only had the 1 unit of 6. So with the speed, he definitely went in for a kind of a quick play to try and keep those zombies as minimal on the objective as possible. But it's just, they're just going to keep coming back. So.
Yeah, from what I know about Tom's zombies play style, he's more of a just send it up.
That's it. Loiter Hammer, yeah, I think is what he's coining how he's playing it. He's like, I'm just here to stand. So, but yeah, so we had Scooter also won his game into the I'm just calling it the new Starborn Menace. I mean, that list can put out so many mortal wounds like it's its job. Unfortunately, though, because of all those power pieces, you're a little light on bodies and screens. So, I mean, any alpha charge army that gets to play, you know, unfair Sigmar by getting that double back-to-back is just going to cruise right through, and that's exactly what happened. You've got Caleb in a winning position right now into John Anderson and Fish, which Fish into any Kron Spine is a hard battle. And John did have a bit of a mismeasurement issue. He thought he measured something correctly. He called over a judge, got it measured again, and it was found to just not be in there. And even Caleb had a measurement to spare. But even still, it's so hard to predict where that Kron Spine can go. Oh, sorry. It's so hard to predict where that Crown Spike can go in a Zinch because you just throw that endless spell out, make him go wild. He's going to come in, and even if you measure that perfectly out, you're so out of position at that point that you're just not going to play the game anymore. Noah's game is very close. He is currently, I believe, 2 or 3 points ahead, but the pulse is moving away from him, and the OBR player still has a Mortis Guard and a unit of ponies, and it looks like Catacross, and Noah's running out of resources, so he's really trying to play a little bit tighter and maintain that small lead. So I predict that will be a small victory or loss in either one's favor at this point, so that's going to be a close coin flip.
And Noah's playing Beast of Chaos, right?
Yes, and Noah's playing Beast of Chaos. A similar list to
Owen.
Yeah, except for he ran Man Crusher instead of the Gorgon, and I think one other little minor tweak. I can't remember off the top of my head. What other games are still happening right now? I already talked about the Caleb game. Let's see. Yeah, I got Tom and Roush covered. I got Nick and Anthony Lawrence covered. I already told you Anthony Trentinelli won his game. Scooter won his game. Caleb is winning currently, but that could be up. No, I think that's it right now, I think. So, yeah, it's going really great. We've got 4 rounds of it today, so there will be an invitational champion. And the one unique thing we are doing this year is we've set up Nova Open Age of Sigmar to be kind of a little bit more like a Grand Prix, like how X-Wing and Magic does it, where it's like our invitational players are awarded a round 1 bye in the Open. So it'll allow players to kind of even some of the field out a little bit. It allows my invitational players to kind of come in with like hopefully a little bit rested because somebody's going to be up till midnight playing tonight.
Absolutely.
So, and it's a lot of fun. The other unique thing we're doing this year is we're going to bracket everybody after round 5. So it's not 5 rounds and a cut to top 8. It's 5 rounds and we're going to bracket. So there will still be a top 8, but everybody can still play. Once you're in your bracket, it's a whole new ball game. Single elimination. You can win your bracket. So there's prizes up for grabs there too, which is cool. And that round 1 of your bracket is Saturday night. So you can kind of figure out if you're coming back Sunday or not. So.
And we'll be streaming that here too.
Oh, yeah.
Almost all 8 rounds of GT. We might shake up things for one of those rounds.
Yes,
But
hopefully.
We'll have coverage of the rest of the rounds of the Invitational right here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. Pleasure being here.
I might need Aaron back.
Cool. I'll see if I can wave him over for you.
So, wrapping up round 1 here, Nova Open, brand new venue. So many events happening right now. We've got doubles on one side, invitationals happening. We've got RTT. We've also got the narrative happening. So if you're not a competitive player, but you just want to have fun, tell a story, that's happening. Last year, I was able to bring a bunch of Legends models to that, and I brought my Legion of Asgore, which currently not match play legal. So we're able to do all sorts of stuff in narrative. Sky's the limit. Also, 40K is happening. Another room. Plenty of other game systems happening here. But we're going to be wrapping up here. Round 1. And we'll be taking a break. But we'll have round 2 of the Invitational streaming for you guys here.
Yeah, so we are going to we're gonna mute the channel. We're gonna move it to black, but the live stream will be continuing. Do we know when the next round is scheduled to start?
I believe at 1 o'clock. Let me double check. It's actually.
One o'clock. So we will be back probably about 12:30, 12:45, sometime around there. We will we'll bring the stream back up and running, and then if we do have to do a stream shutdown, it will be continue to be streamed on the Cool Guys Who Sit at Home / Cool Guys Nation YouTube page, and we will send out links if we need to let the camera or equipment rest, because it's going to be a long day. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in for this first game of AoS doubles at the Nova Open, and we will see you all shortly.